Sorry, I was supposed to put this on the screen when you were introducing yourselves. I totally sorry missed out on that. But well, see, this is what happens when students come late in the class. I'm just gonna blame Sandhya for everything today. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, so this is what we're discussing today, guys. Three things only that we'll be covering. Number one is universal laws of personal branding. And honestly, there's this one law that I'll give you, and then you'll have your own homework to decide out of that also. Second is, what is a winning profile and what do we need to change and what are the things we need to worry about? Of course, when I show you the screen that will tell you what makes a winning profile on LinkedIn, it's going to feel like a lot. So we are only covering three things of that winning profile today in this workshop. And at the end of it is like a fun game of hooks that we are playing. And with this, I'm also going to see how much time it takes me to deliver the workshop. But with that, let's quickly get started with our today's workshop. So first things first, what is the universal law of personal branding? Now, I can't just give you the law. You have to give me an answer first of this question. Now, who is this person? What I can tell you about this person is this person's favorite color is black. Like
Steve
they
Jobs.
only wear
Steve
black all
Jobs.
the time. Steve Jobs. Rajit said Steve Jobs. Nidhi said Steve Jobs, and that is absolutely the correct answer. If I ask you to close your eyes and build a picture of Steve Jobs, you probably put him in something black or maybe in a turtleneck or in a blazer. I mean, or with glasses. And that's precisely what I'm trying to say here. That if you go to Google today and you go to Google right now, you'd probably find all the pictures of Steve Jobs wearing just black. However, you may find some very old pictures of Steve Jobs where he's actually, I mean, see, black again, black again. So he kind of like found his color with Apple and then he just stuck to it. But if you look at this picture, white. If you look at that picture, the one under it, I don't know if I'll click on it or not, the waistcoat one, that's where he is not the black brand. So what I'm saying is that once you discover that what your brand is, that just becomes your public profile and your public persona, and then you carry that layer out. Now, I'm going to talk about the universal law of personal brand a little bit ahead, but you get the point, right? Let's guess this person. Who is this person? Come
Modi.
on.
Narendra Modi.
Narendra Modi.
Dude, look at that. Without me putting the face, y'all were so easy to just find out who this person is, and Narendra Modi is correct. But you also see the Nehru that I have just added there above the jacket, which wasn't here on this screen. Why is this jacket called Nehru jacket? I mean, clearly Nehru did not stitch it, or his mom stitched it. Why is this jacket called the Nehru jacket? Whenever someone's going to a shop, they're asking for a Nehru jacket. Why?
Because he wore it first.
Exactly. And he wore it so much and he wore it all the time that he just became the brand for it. Now we're nearing towards the personal brand of it, but let me just show you Modi as well. Modi doesn't necessarily wear the Nehru jacket all the time, but his brand is very ethnic. He will wear a full sleeve, but a similar kind of a design. He's not a color-bound person, but as you can see, that's what his brand is. And when you're looking at politicians or when you're looking at big businessmen, their entire brand or public image is totally run by a PR team. So everything is strategic. Nothing is, oh, by chance it's going on, right? So now look at the top brands which are recognized by the world, by people. We know them. All of us knew him and know Jobs. And look at the commonality that you're finding in these brands. Now, last one, and let's see if you get it or not. I mean, I hope you don't get this because you're making it sound easy.
Trump, yeah.
Trump.
Yeah, Donald
MAGA.
Trump.
That is right. What gave it away? What gave
The
it away?
fist.
Yeah.
Fist.
Yeah, that is whatever Donald Trump, right? I mean, I was thinking that no one would be able to guess it. Why would Trump end up in my workshop? You know what I'm saying? But you're right. That is Donald Trump. Now, again, if we go and we Google Trump, and you know it, that how heavily the PR teams have to be involved in the most important man in the United States of America, right? I guess he's been the president. Look at the red tie and the blue tie. It's just red or blue. I mean, red is really poppy, but it's just red and blue. Why do you think he only wears the red and blue tie? I mean, could have been a black.
The American flag colors.
Flag.
Exactly. And that's why his entire brand is being in a blazer, having a blue tie, or having a red tie. So this is something which will teach us something about a personal brand. And that is, if you look at my brand on LinkedIn, I'm sitting in a house, guys. I don't really need to be wearing a bucket hat. And these glasses, they're literally zero. Okay, I can see clearly. I can read your names and all and everything. As a kid, I always wanted to wear glasses. I thought it was intelligent and whatever. It just became a part of my brand. I started calling it the Jatin lens. Now, if you look at it, the bucket hat is my brand asset because I live in Goa. So it makes it very easy for anyone to identify my profile picture. Of course, I'll have my mouth open because I used to get a lot of likes and reactions on the content where my pictures had the mouth open. And of course, the glasses are also on point. Now, it's not necessary that I would have only one brand asset. When you find that this is your look, like Trump found this is my look and I need to have a red tie or a blue tie, again, I will have this part of my look and I'll say, okay, today I want to go and I want to be a little bit of yellow. So you advance the brand a little bit. You decide what your brand is going to look, you add more. You say, okay, I don't want to wear it in the day or I want to go out in the sun. What am I going to do in that case or situation? Again, you're going to change it and this time it's going to be black. The point that I'm trying to make over here, any of these shades that you will see, they're exactly the same frame cut, exactly the same frame cut, so that none of this goes out of brand or out of question. And that's precisely the point that I'm trying to make. Of course, some of these experiments also happen with the bucket hat. You can choose any color that you like. You could, like, I have variations of it where I'd have like, the black with white, the golden, or just something which is very poppy, which I'll wear with something that's too white. It helps me stay on brand, but you will not see most of my pictures in these different colored items. Because this is my profile picture. I want people to have a stronger recall with it. So when I'm creating content or I'm making videos, I want to stick to that, to my core brand. Now, having said this, what is that one element that's a part of your life, which you could probably say could be a part of your personal brand? That anywhere you're going. And now when I hang out with my friends, I'm not wearing my cap, I'm not wearing my glasses. And that's like really chill because I'm like, hey guys, I'm like hanging out with you guys. So I'm just like off of it. If I'm not wearing my watch, I'm off of it. It helps me relax and kind of know that, okay, we're not like in the branding mode right now. But what is it for you? And now I'm not expecting that you guys bring me the answer right now, but maybe it's just so simple. Like for Mridu, maybe it is the mic for you because that goes very well. You're a journalist, you've been for 18 years, and now you're into public speaking. It just is such a match. For Rachit, I'm sorry, I'm not great with this. Probably it would be a dumbbell. I don't know, dude. But that's again me stereotyping you. So you figure that out. Like I figured out my personal brand out. This workshop is only going to tell you how you can figure your personal brand out. I can only give you direction and then discuss with you and help you figure that out. But that's what you have to figure out. Like, Sandhya, what would it be for you? Because you're a people's person and you work with people a lot. But what would be, yeah, go for it if you want to add something.
No. I thought you were going to ask me a question because I
No,
finishing. No?
I'm just winding up. I'm just saying that this is, and again, this is for now. Anybody who wants to ask me a question, you can. But think about it. What's that one thing that you could add? It's not about wearing a cap. It's not about wearing glasses. It's not about like it's not about wearing only white color t-shirts or black color t-shirts like Steve Jobs. It's like what part of your identity is actually been with you over the years that you would probably want to pick up with you and have as an identity match for you. Otherwise, we're all human beings, right? Like everybody just looks the same way. Like two eyes, 2 ears, one nose, one mouth, and that's just it. I mean, the worst you could do is change their complexions or nationality and put them in different places, but they're people at the end of it. What is that one thing that could set you apart from that crowd? What's that one thing that could make you identifiable? And that's precisely how you devise your profile picture on LinkedIn. Having said that, anyone has any questions on the first universal law of personal branding? The universal law of personal branding is to make yourself identifiable. If you go to Google and you try to search any of the personal branding laws, it's going to tell you things like be authentic, have values, and I don't know what not. But in every personal brand, one commonality you'll find is they're just goddamn identifiable. You just you just know it's them, even if you remove their face or remove colors from their picture. If no one has any questions, show me a thumbs up and we move on to the next slide. Awesome. Awesome.
Jatin, I have a question.
Yes, go for it.
Okay, so given where you're trying to build your personal brand and what your target audience is as well, right? Why did you go for a bucket hat? Was that a very intentional thing?
So I will tell you, the thing is, there is a reason for it. Like, that's why I said that personal brands have to have a story attached to it. Um, I quit my job in 2022. I was making a lot of money because by that time I had, I started consulting also. This was during COVID and all of that had happened. But during COVID, my friends had come to my Gurgaon house where we were living, and we were just working from that property. And then we moved to Goa. And after Goa, my life kind of changed. After Goa, kind of like my LinkedIn Creator Accelerator Program selection happened in that house. And then from there, I went to Dubai and I met like 3,000 creators like me. And I was like, dude, who wants to do this job anymore? Like, look at all of these guys. How are they living their life like this? So the bucket hat is because it's a very like go and save yourself from the sun thing. Just like it kind of like gives you shade all across. So it was that. And that year I'd also visited Vietnam. So this one I got from Vietnam from Converse store. And I was like, this is cool. It doesn't look as ugly as the ones that are available in Goa. No offense. But the ones that were here, I didn't like them. And that's my honest opinion. And that's why the bucket hat that I made it a part of my brand. See, all my life I've heard it and I'm very different or I'm like very loud or whatever, yada, 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 right? Like I'm from Haryana. And then they would say things like, you don't look like a Haryanvi, you don't have a Haryanvi's build and all and everything, you don't talk like one. I'm like, then okay, fine. I slowly and gradually embraced that part of my life where I wasn't a part of the crowd. So bucket hat came to the picture like that because it will really help me like stand out also. And my profile picture has become one of the most unique pictures. I don't say it, people at the LinkedIn's office say it. And at the end of it, it also helps me add a flavor from my story into the picture. And if someone asks me that question, it's almost like a tattoo on my body. I can answer that.
Cool.
Cool. Anyone else, any more questions? Or let's move on. Move on it is. Okay. Now that we've figured out this angle, the first homework for you guys is, again, I will give you the homework like in writing also at the end of it, but it is to figure out that what's that one element and not just figuring out that element. How will you integrate that element in all the pictures that you have? It's a very important thing, should be in all the videos that you have. I'm going to show you another person. We're going to take a quick break from the deck. And I'm going to show you someone. He's a friend. Does anybody know Nas Daily? Some of you might know
Yeah,
it.
I do. I do.
So Nas, Nusair basically, he only wears one shirt.
Mm.
It's 39% when he's 39 years old because he's saying that I'm going to live for 40 years. And, it kind of like becomes 40% when he turns 40. And that's his idea of like keeping his brand really intact and into that shape. So when people who are building personal brands and they're building it with like the thought behind it, there's that one thing that they have kept so centered that you just can't really defeat it. It's just so cool. Okay, but moving on. Now it's about choosing your brand color and style. Like Mridu said, that Trump is only wearing the red and blue tie because, well, that's a part of the American flag.